Evening, good evening. How are we doing, folks? Good to see you. Thank you for dropping in. It's going to be another quiet weekend on crypto, I think. I hope. Bitcoin's dropping, but not unexpected. I'm expecting to lose this support level, to be fair. Things will get worse before they get better. Still lots of green out there today, though, to be fair. There's still lots of green. Meme coins are doing the usual. Let's ignore the meme coins. Any serious projects? No. Hey folks, thank you for hitting those likes already, people. I do appreciate that, Mark. Hi, Mike. Mark, how you doing? Crypto Tony, buddy, how you doing? Good to see you. So we are seeing some projects go up, which is pretty cool. Nothing, it's all a little bit memey though. Hey Mark, yes, it's crypto time, buddy. How are we doing? Okay, so yeah, the meme coins seem to be, there's a few of those pumping up. One coin that I warned about before, Jupiter, that's up 25% today. Now that's gone up probably because it's a VC coin. Whenever the market goes a bit quiet, they like to fill their bags of tokens that they'll be running up in the bull market and dumping. Jupiter's probably one of those. Hey, Crypto Tony. I'm having a good day, actually, buddy. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to start off, went to the gym. My second visit. It's good, actually, because it freed me up. I went Thursday morning, and I completely seized up yesterday. I haven't been to the actual gym for years. I've been jogging and stuff, but I went to the gym, thought I took it easy. I just completely seized up yesterday. So, yeah, freed myself back up by going today. So that's good. Nice quiet day at home with the family. Yeah, and just chilling there tonight. It's all good. Filecoin's had a good 24 hours. Let's have a look at the Filecoin. 10%, that is nice. Now, I like to see these. When Bitcoin goes quiet or if it starts going down and other things start going up, sensible projects start going up, they're the ones that I definitely take a good long look at. I mean, Filecoin, people have been talking about Filecoin doing quite well for a while. And it is a good project. And it's definitely on my list of ones to watch. And in the grand scale of things, this pump over the last 3 months is a small pump. So if it's going to pump really hard like it has previously, I mean, back at the end of July, beginning of August, we saw $8 plus, at one point $11, but it's come back down again to sensible levels. So, I mean, Filecoin's definitely capable of running up from here even, but, I mean, it's generally, the last few weeks, it's generally been, well, last week or so, it's generally around just under $6. So, but yeah, it's always nice to get a 10% pump. Link had a good bear market last time. We just need to guess the coin for this one. Absolutely agree, Mark. I do. And there are big projects out there that are doing well. There are some... I was researching last night, and there is a new Oracle that is being launched that I like the look of. Now, I'm still doing my research. I don't know when it's launching. But I quite like the look of it, and oracles are a good play because if we can get another chain link, that's fantastic. I think chain link will have a strong bull run the other side of this bear market anyway. But if we can get another strong oracle, I think that's really, really good. Coinbase quiz gave you free Near Protocol. Any thoughts on that, crypto? Near Protocol is sound. Near's done very, very well, especially in recent months. The early bear market, it really did quite well. So where are we? So yeah, I mean, it had a really strong January, which is pretty much the end of the bull run, and in April it ran up again. But Near Protocol, I think, is possibly one of the projects that, again, another point I'm keeping an eye on. I don't think it's going to get spectacular returns because it's already sizable. It's already, got $1 billion. So you could maybe get a 5x out of it in a bull run if it proves itself through the bear market into the bull run. But it's a layer one blockchain community run cloud computing platform. So everyone likes that community aspect, that DAO setup, cloud based. It's all good. What makes it unique? Sharding. It's not unique. It uses nightshade technology. I don't know what that is. But yeah, I've never really researched Near Protocol properly, but I mean, it's definitely a strong contender, and it's on my list to have a look at. Hey Daniel, how are we doing? Good to see you, buddy. Andy, how are we doing, buddy? Thank you for checking out all my videos today, Andy. I've seen you've been busy liking and commenting. I thank you for that support. Alan Dulia, welcome, buddy. Good to see you. Everyone thinks ETH switch on the 15th will be a monumental disaster. Do you know what? Technically, I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, the ETH merge. I don't know how smoothly it's going to go. In terms of price, I personally think it's going to be a lot of buy the rumor, sell the news. So, of course, the ETH merge was announced when we were just over $1,000. I think a lot of people took profits already, hence the pullback. We might see a run up before the merge. How much of a dump are we going to see at the time of the merge? I don't know. I think a lot of the dumps already happened, to be fair. When is Bitcoin going to bottom? Do I think it will get to 15? I mean, no one can tell you where it's actually going to bottom out. I mean, it is possible that 17.5 was the bottom. And if we come down from here, I can see us with support around about 19. And then we're looking at 17.5. So we've got another support level to go. But this is slowly breaking down now. I mean, we've been in a really tight, not tight channel. We've been in a really long ascending channel that was originally a bear flag channel. That broke down, and now we're just bouncing off this support line. The tighter it gets, the more likely it is to break downward. So I think 19 is probably inbound. If we lose 19, it will be 17.5. I think it could be slow, it could be painful, it could be volatile. But that's just this man's guess, not financial advice. Hey user, how are you doing? Good to see you, buddy. HND been tanking? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of FUD around HNT again at the moment. But to be fair, this is something I still need to verify for myself. But there's been rumors that one of their big partners might not be a partner, which would make it look more like the Ponzi that people say it was originally. Now, I looked at this briefly in theory the other day, and I was like adding it all up. The manufacturers and distributors of those miners will take the majority of what we pay for it. But a cut, no doubt, a kickback goes to HNT. That won't be enough to pay for the project to run. So they are getting other use case from people, but it might be that some of their partnerships are tenuous or exaggerated. That is bad. So HNT is still rolling out a 5G network. So is it just another layer to a Ponzi? Or, we really need to ratify these partners for HNT before I make my mind up. But HNT has previously been strong until this FUD. So they might have just had some targeted FUD. We need to ratify it. Is HNT a good buy at this price? As a result of what I've just covered, I don't know if HNT is a good buy at this price. I would certainly want to ratify these partnerships first, because if the rumours are true and the partnerships are fictitious or exaggerated, that's not a good place for HNT to be. Heard the ETH merge was bound forward to the 6th. Is this correct? I don't know. I thought it was all happening. ETH merge dates. Yeah, so this is what I think I covered this in a video a couple of weeks ago. When they came out and confirmed it, there's two elements to the change. So what's happening on September the 6th will be there's two updates, Bellatrix and Paris, and they're updating different parts of the network. So part of it's being updated on the 6th, and then part of it's been updated between the 10th and the 20th. So the merge starts from the 6th, but officially it's always been said the 15th. But that's basically the middle of the 10th and the 20th. But you can imagine all the data that's happening, all the data that's moving around. Yeah, they probably said the 15th because it might be by then, but they've allowed another 5 days unofficially. But yeah, that's been the case for a couple of weeks. We've known that for a while. As I said, I posted a video about that just to confirm the dates. So just looking at what I'm talking about, because I didn't take it all in and retain it. Come on, get past the technicals. Just tell me the dates. Right, it's quite a big article, this one, so it's not going to tell me very quickly. OP coin is a good coin. I don't know. Let's have a look. OP. Is that Optimism? Optimism circulating supply is very, very, very low. Current market cap 277 million. Fully diluted 5 billion. So let's say it's 250 million for. It's not a lot of supply out there at all. So you've got 234 million tokens out of 4.3 billion in supply. So yeah, I mean, there is a definite supply concern there for me. I don't know enough about Optimism's technology though as a layer 2. It is another. It's supposed to be a really good layer 2 for Ethereum, but again, it's another one I haven't had a chance to look at. There's so many, say, good projects releasing right now. This is when the bear market becomes really hard work, because you've lost the money or you're down 70-80%, and you do your research. But then all these good projects come out that you need to look into. Which ones are you going to buy into? Optimism is one that's been mentioned quite a lot, but I don't know enough about it at the moment to say anything. Is XRP good? I like XRP Ripple. I like RippleNet. XRP, of course, being the coin that they're supposedly going to use. So yes, I do like XRP. I do hold a bag, but I am no longer DCAing into XRP. Important to note, personally, I believe that there are coins that I believe offer a much better return of investment, at least in the short term. I am a long-term investor. I'm not a trader, but I'm literally just going to hold my XRP now until it comes good. And my sell target's between $5-10. I will keep a moon bag in case it goes crazy. But I think things will happen if XRP and RippleNet gets used so heavily that it's dealing in trillions and trillions of dollars. It will become a private network, and those kind of coins will be absorbed back into the exchanges and then back into a private network. Buying Link at £6 last year when it was at £30. Can't wait till it's back up. Yeah, I mean, and this is something I've been considering today. I did put a little video out on this morning. I've been thinking about this because obviously I love DOT, I love Link, and I love ICP. Now, if they get back to all-time highs, we're probably looking at like a 8, 9, 10x, which is great. But I want a few more coins in my portfolio that could 100x. So I'm looking really closely now at my low caps and my newer projects, and not even things that have preferably been around for the last bull run. And this is what I'm saying, the research is taking up a lot of time. I'm looking at a lot of low cap projects that have potential to blow up in the next bull run. And at the moment, I'm just keeping that to myself because obviously I don't know the big picture yet. So there are some decent looking projects out there. I'm looking for anything that really launched after April, May, June last year, so sort of middle of 2021 onwards. I love Moonbeam and I love Moon River. They launched late 2021, early 2022. And I like a few other big projects as well, ones that have already become quite sizable. But I'm really talking about things that are like less than 100 million, less than 50 million. They're the ones that I think could really give us those 100x's. They're the ones I'm looking for. So whilst I do like Link and I do like Polkadot, I love Polkadot, I love Quant. If we want to see the big ROIs in the bull run, and we want to be ready for that bull run and stacked up whilst it's cheap, we've got to look at it now. In the bull run, or when the bull run starts, you can chuck money at pretty much anything and it will go up. But it might not go up by 100x or 1000x or whatever you want. So, yeah, I'm looking at this quite carefully now and making up my own mind. But, I mean, Link's utility makes it strong anyway. DSO is one that's been talked about a lot, and anything that's been talked about a lot by TikTokers and influencers, I don't buy. I mean, DSO in theory is good, decentralized society token. There are alternatives out there. The DSO has been talked about a lot, which makes me pessimistic. It's not offered anything yet. It's got quite a small market cap. I mean, maximum supply is 10.5 million, which makes it interesting proposition. Again, DSO is maybe one that I want to take a closer look at. But in the bear market, it came out towards the end of the bull run. So in the bear market, I'd want to make sure it survives. So it might be one that I research and wait to see what happens. Hey, Codename, thank you for the is that popcorn, sweet corn? What's that? Corn on the cob. Bricks and Slides, buddy, how are we doing? Am I a fan of HBAR? I do like HBAR. I like the utility. What I would say about HBAR is it's a lot like XLM. It's a bit of a utility coin. It's a bit of a workhorse. So the price action is never spectacular. I do believe it'll be around a long time. I do believe it'll do really well. But it's not one that I personally hold anymore. I did hold it, but I wanted to start making a higher ROI. Moon River for me looks fantastic. Yes, Bricks and Slides, I pointed you in that direction and then I walked away from it because I was investing into other things. But I have come back to it now. I actually bought a decent sized bag of Moon River the other day. So I've stacked up on that and it's staked on the Moon River delegation. Have I looked into Chia? Chia, no. But I can look at it now because it's one that I've wanted to look at for a while. So supplies 26 million, $40 a coin, 183 million, fully diluted 957. Layer 1. Proof of space and time. Combination of these two uses the blockchain to use less energy without compromising network security. Public, for-profit, open-source company that wants to become listed on the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ. I've never even read up on it before. It did launch in the bull run, beginning of the bull run last year. It spiked massively at 1600 and it's pretty much flatlined ever since. That doesn't mean that it's trash, but it doesn't look great. I mean, in the last year, it's been coming down. Even in the end of the bull run last year, it's been coming down. So it sounds like it could be good, but even in the bull run last year, it generally just kept coming down. So Unless there's some major developments on that make us bullish, that one would not be for me. I don't think it's at all-time lows, but it's pretty close. All-time high 1,900, all-time low $26.10. Pretty big gap. Do I think these low caps would last another year of bear market and regulations? This is what I'm contemplating. I think there are some very, very, very good low cap new projects that are doing things in a very professional, open manner, and this is the thing. Will they be looking at regulations? So will they be approaching the SEC in the US? Will they be approaching the FCA in the UK to, for example, in the world of DeFi, to trade in a financial market licensed? Utility coins, I think, are more difficult to call because I think we know that the financial side of things is coming with governments and stablecoins adopting, CBDCs and stablecoins and Bitcoin being integrated into several countries' economics. But utility is really difficult to call. Which industries would actually benefit from blockchain technology? It's hard to call. But I do like utility in terms of blockchain. So if it, like Chainlink, like Quant, if it helps utility within the crypto sector be more efficient, then I like that. But utility in terms of something like VeChain in the real world, I've got my doubts about it. Codename Wrecker, how you doing? How you doing, Brad? Good to see you. Thank you for dropping in. Thank you for those corns, Brad. That's really much appreciated. Thank you very, very much. Have I got YouTube going yet so I can catch up? Mark, I'll tell you what, I need to get my head around it. I've got it set up, but I need to learn how to stream the laptop screen onto YouTube. I can't. I don't know. I don't know if I'm starting to show my age with the tech or what. I don't know. But I can stream pretty well on other things, but YouTube's got me stumped. HBAR could be good. HBAR is quality. It's just slow. I showed you the garden path down from Moon River and you got lost down it. It is a real rabbit warren. I mean, I am really bullish on Moonbeam, and that's why I kind of stayed away from Moon River. So I thought as a canary network, it's not a test net, it's a canary network kind of thing. A lot of projects will start on Moon River and migrate to Moonbeam, but a lot of projects will stay. And so basically all of them will go through, well, a large majority of Moonbeam's projects will go through Moon River first. So Moon River will get a lot of use case. So, and the tokenomics are really good. So it makes it very, very interesting. Thoughts on where ETH is going at the moment, changing consensus in V2. Technicals on ETH are not my thing. I know it's got great tech. What the actual merge is doing for it tech-wise, I don't know. I mean, I'm so general in crypto. I'm not a technical guy at all with what's going on, how the merge will affect ETH. Price-wise, as I said, I think we've already had the sell, buy the rumor, sell the news event. That's probably already priced in. It's just whether or not now this change is any good for ETH. I just don't know. Jupiter has done well today. Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it on a live before as one to be careful of because it is one that VCs like to dump in the bull run. But if you accumulate it at the same time as the VCs, then they're probably not going to dump on you. So I think that Jupiter was probably an institutional buy, whilst Bitcoin was a little bit weak. It was one of the other things that really did move well in the market. If you're buying Quant, buy Moon River instead. When it pumps, then change it for Quant. That's a good plan. I do like Quant, and if we put our profits from Moon River, hopefully, into Quant, that could be quality. Because the ROI now on Moon River, if it goes back to all-time high, which is unlikely, I think, because Moon River launched at a crazy price, it's like $500. If Moon River goes up to $250, that's a decent 20x. If Quant 20x, it puts it up at $2,000. So that's a big market cap that puts it up at nearly $30 billion. So Moonriver is better for the ROI, but like you say, use the profits from something like Moonriver into quant is a great idea. Blind Trader, welcome, buddy. Good to see you. Lunatic behavior, Lucia. Yeah, I mean, Lunacy, I think as well, you got a lot of FOMO in on that last couple of days. So it really pumped quite hard. And then obviously there's a little mini dump in the last day or so. Thank you for the coffee, codename Wrecker. I appreciate that, buddy. That's Brad again. How are you doing, Brad? KCS is the coin. I don't know if KCS is the coin. I think some exchange coins are really good. KuCoin, I really love KuCoin. Don't get me wrong. It is my favorite exchange to trade on. It really, really genuinely is. But in terms of holding the token, I don't know. They're not aggressive at the moment. They've gone very quiet in things that they're doing in the bear market. It could be because they're working, but I would much prefer to have Crypto.com as an exchange token to hold and invest in. Because I think the return on Crypto.com is probably going to be better than KCS. But I do love KuCoin. And, it has been much higher. But saying that, when the all-time high is only $27 and we're still at $9. So you're talking about a 65, 66% drop, which is really strong against this market. So KuCoin is holding up really well in this bear market. Do I know when the Digital Pound Foundation is coming out? Digital Pound Foundation has been around for a while. It was incorporated in July last year, I think. They are advising and discussing with the UK CBDC proposals, and they're also advising the European equivalent as well. We know that the test net, one of the ministers has already come out and said they want a test net in place by 2023. So next year we will see some form of CBDC stablecoin test in place. And then, who knows, 2024, 2025, it could all go live. But at the moment, vaguely 2023 is the time for it all to kick in. And we probably won't find out who's actually part of that CBDC solution until it happens. Shiba coin, I'm not a fan of meme coins, but I'm not stupid. I hold a bag of Shiba. It could moon. It could die. It is a meme token with no real use case right now. There's lots of things about blockchains and metaverses that could do it very, very nicely. It has a very large following, a very large ecosystem internally for its own use. If it develops the blockchain, that's very, very bullish. But if it doesn't, then I don't think it's going to go much bigger. The burns don't mean anything as well. I'm sick and tired of people saying, the burns. And the burns are just nothing. It will literally take them, I think I worked out 100 years to burn 1% of the supply. And I boosted the burn rate by 50% on that reported week. Moonriver will be £400 a token in a year. Bricks and Slides, if it does that, I'll be so happy. What I would be careful of with Moonriver and Moonbeam, don't look at the price in December or January because that's their launch price. All projects launch really high and then come back down. They've never had a chance to settle at what their realistic price should be. Now, I mean, Moonriver for me, if it's a successful network, and that's a few billion at least. It's currently 132 million. So let's say it's 2 billion. Let's say it gets to 2 billion. Be relatively conservative. Fully diluted, that is an 80x. And I think I made the similar calculation for Moonbeam the other day. If Moonbeam got to a $40 billion market cap, like Solana, Luna, and AVAX almost did, that's an 80x on Moonbeam as well. But Moonriver only needs to get to a $2 billion market cap to have that 80x, whereas Moonbeam needs to get to 40 billion. DAG's great technology, but I just don't hold it. I mean, there's only so many projects you can know about and learn about. DAG, you know, the DAG constellation, that's a great project. I do worry that it was talked about a lot by a certain group of influencers last year. Like a lot of projects that they talked about, they pumped and then they just disappeared into nothingness. But the utility is good. And this is the thing, they pick projects that are perfectly feasible and then just run the shit out of it. Thank you for the coffee, Brad. I appreciate that, buddy. Why don't I record my lives on here and post them on YouTube? Yeah, absolutely, I can do that. I can download them and post them on YouTube. I mean, it'll have the TikTok stuff all over it, but I know there's software you can get to get rid of that, but I don't know if that's paid or not. But yeah, I could do that. I could just simply download it and upload it onto YouTube. That's not a bad idea at all. You can actually catch up on TikTok as well, but I suppose at least YouTube, it's there forever, isn't it? I don't know if TikTok limit how long it goes back for. Yeah, I'm not for Moonbeam. I'm not going to hold for £400. I mean, I'm going to hold. I mean, if it 80x is, you're talking about 800. But I mean, I'd be happy starting to sell at maybe like a 20x. That's still phenomenal profit. And you're then going to talk about a market cap of 2.3 billion fully diluted, 1.3 at the current market cap. Phantom, for me, Phantom's a brilliant network for DeFi. It's had issues, no doubt about it. FUD really hurt it. It's still fast. The gas fees are cheaper than any other network most of the time. I was doing transactions on it today, and I was being, was it 30? So 4 10,000ths of a Phantom. So it's like literally nothing for the gas fee. I just hope that a lot of the people that were developing on it last year release the dApps on it and don't go elsewhere. Do I see 2023 being a good year for crypto? The end of 2023 could be, but I think I'm holding out for early 2024. That's when I think maybe the recession starts to ease, the Bitcoin halving's looming, and things could look a bit brighter. 300 for Moon River, all-time high was around 500. Hope it goes higher. Yeah, I mean, it could go higher. I mean, I would definitely take profit. I think around about 200, maybe even lower. I might even start taking profit at 100. I literally did not buy any Moon River until this week, and I think I paid like $13 for it. So if it gets to $100, I can take 20%, and I've made double money. So not double money, nearly double money, and the rest can just ride, and then we'll see where it goes. But I did another video on that today as well. I mean, the main lesson that I've learned, I only started in crypto last year. The main lesson I've learned: take more profit. Rolled, how are we doing, buddy? Good to see you. Alt's nice green today. A lot of our alts are green, so it's good to see. Absolutely. Crypto Chart Weatherman. Crypto Weatherman. You changed your name to Chart Weatherman. You have got me thinking about micros. Yes, absolutely. I think people, and me especially, I get very attached to my projects. So I look at the traditional ones, the polka dots, and the newer ones, Moonbeam, Moon River. But they're, as I said, the potential to go back to their all-time high is 5-10x from where we are, depending on how much they're down. If you look at the micro caps and find the decent ones, and it's like you said, it's like Crypto Weatherman said, it's like they could easily 20, 50, 100x, and that's a far better return. So whilst I do like my big projects and I am investing in them, I'm definitely going to put something towards these small caps that I've got in mind. And like I said, when I'm happy that I've done the research, then I might start sharing it. Just the thing is with these small caps, especially in the bear market, there's just no guarantees that they're even going to be around for the next bull run. Thank you for the follows, people. I appreciate that. Is Moon River worth a punt then? Pete, obviously I can't give you financial advice. I'm more than happy to discuss what I'm doing, and I have bought into Moon River. I liked it anyway, but because I was investing so much in Moonbeam, I didn't do that. And I was investing a lot into Akala as well, But of course, with what's happened with Akala, that confidence has taken a bit of a knock. I haven't taken my money out of Akala, which is maybe a bit stupid. I don't know. Wait and see what happens. They're nearly there, apparently. I had an update from the community today to say that they nearly fixed it all and they're nearly there. So I think we're going to take a hit on Akala, but it won't die, hopefully. But yeah, for me, Moon River, I think, is the next best one. It's a canary network for Moonbeam and Kasama. It's really strong. It's a good project, and I do like it. Did I do a YouTube on the KuCoin trading bot? I think actually the KuCoin trading bot is on TikTok, but I think I might have copied it into YouTube. Do I think Luna is on the rise because it's all getting some traction? Look, I mean, Luna might be coming back. There are mentions of burns. There are mentions of attempts to repeg. For me personally, a project that treated its retail investors that badly, I am never touching again. I don't care if long-term we could make money. People were buying into it just after the collapse. They bulked right up on it, and they've done very, very well, which is great. But I don't fly that way. I will not put my money into a project that's already failed once. And, didn't even fail. It was almost criminal. XRP and QNT, love those projects. Miss Evie, I think they're fantastic projects. XRP I'll hold a big bag of, but I'm not DCing anymore. Just going to sit and wait what happens. Quant, I'm definitely accumulating. I think almost everyone agrees now, except the hardcore Chainlink fans. Almost everyone agrees that Quant is going to be immense, especially when you look at the more centralized use cases like CBDCs and stablecoins. Governments are looking to get in there, and Quant are talking to those governments along, with Ripple. What's the lowest Bitcoin can bottom out at, in my opinion? If you take traditional approach to bear markets, 85 to 90%, you would be looking at 10 to 12K. But looking at the recent chart action, how weak the economy is, everything that's going on bad in the world, we bounced off 17.5 and we came up quite a long way. I think 17.5 could have been the bottom. Dione Protocol isn't what I know about. Moonbeam or Moon River, I love both, but I think specifically we were talking about Moon River having more potential for that kind of massive return of investment. Safe Moon is definitely not for me. Version 1 sucked. Version 2 just sucked less. Yeah, Miss Evie, I mean, with terms of Quant, when it was $40, I mean, I was hovering thinking that Bitcoin was still going to go down, and then Quant went and 2x'd. So I missed out entirely. And I was like, I'm not chasing the green candle. I'm not chasing the green candle. And it's kind of hovering in that mid $90 range. And, it may well be that we don't see that $40 again. Who knows? But, when Quant went to nearly $400 last year, I was talking to people on here and I was like, there's no way Quant's ever going to see $100 again. We saw 40. How do I feel about Link? I love Link. I think the Link utility is fantastic. I can like Link and Quant because I appreciate they're different. Link helps integrate and build blockchains. Quant kind of helps them run smoothly as an overledger. So they kind of like, they can work together. And that's something that some people just don't get. You can have big projects that are very similar, but they can still do things together. I didn't think it would go that low again either. I just wish I bought more. I know, me too, absolutely. Thorchain is one that I've entertained going into before. It was, the last time I looked at it was sort of towards the end of the bull run, though, to be fair. It's a pretty decent size. Supply setup's okay. The chart, though, it launched in 2019, so it's a bit of a horrible thing to say, but it's got a bull run chart. It did nothing until the bull run last year, and it's pretty much heading back down to its previous prices. So unless we get some good news on Thorchain, I think that's probably just a bull run token. Nothing more, nothing less. Atom Cosmos, fantastic project. Again, Layer Zeros, Cosmos and Dot, I love them. I just went very, very heavily on Dot because I do think the ecosystem's immature, and I think the parachains are going to explode in the next bull run. All those parachain projects are going to be massive. I do want to get some Atom Cosmos because I do think it's still going to be used. It's not going to be, it's never going to be pushed out the market. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely a Dot fan, but Cosmos is great too. Phantom, I'm a pretty big Phantom fan. I have actually bought a Phantom generator, and even now in this bear market, I'm still getting Phantom out of it. It's still got a lot of Phantom left in the contracts, so the pool's still there. It's from a respectable group that have got several projects on the go, none of which have rugged. So I'm pretty happy that actually could continue to the next bull run. And if it does, they're going to release a phone app for these generators. So it'd be pretty cool. I think there might be a link to it in my bio if you want to go and check it out. But right now the returns are quite low because obviously we're in a bear market. But that's how it's surviving. But yeah, big fan of Phantom. Great for DeFi. Gas fees are insanely cheap. It's really fast. I hope the DeFi makes a return on it. It's really strong for DeFi. Jasmy, it does have good utility. I do like Jasmy, but again, it's another coin that was really, really hyped earlier this year and end of last year. And I tend to stay away from those. I mean, it might be one that I buy at the bottom of the bear market. Because it might well pump again in the next bull run, but it's not for me. Gary, how are you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Rune is okay. Yeah, Rune's not bad. Again, not another one I've been particularly paying attention to, so don't know an awful lot about Rune, but on the surface it looked okay. Let's have a quick look at Rune now, actually. Now I'm catching up with some questions. Let's have a closer look at it. No. I think that's one of the things that threw me off about Thorchain. The project team are largely anonymous, and that might be why I stopped looking at it. There's a lot of teams who aren't KYC'd who are anonymous. But the fact that they're anonymous, any respectable business in the real world wouldn't be anonymous. I don't know why people think it is acceptable in crypto. If you want to be taken seriously in crypto as a respectable business, you're not anonymous. Sorry guys, just checking out the market again at the moment. Why is my trading view different to bloody coin market cap? There we go. Okay. So yeah, but on Bitcoin it's bounced. This is the fourth time it's going to touch down on this support line. If it touches down on it again and bounces up, it should be bullish. But if it breaks down, it's going to be nasty, I think. Okay, this is just my opinion, but I just think everything's quite weak at the moment. If it doesn't bounce up off this line this time, it's going to break down nastily. I think we could see 19. If that doesn't hold, 17.5. It's scary, but the fact it's scary means it's probably going to go up. What do I think about Raiden Network? Raiden is one that I've never even looked at, so I might just take this opportunity to have a look at it now, very, very briefly. Nice, tiny market cap. Decent amount in circulation, about 67%. Launched in November 17, survived a bear market, popped back up a little bit in the bull run, came back down. So the chart isn't great. It's definitely weaker than it was at launch. So it's not popular. Off-chain scaling solution enabling quick and cheap payments. Ethereum's version of Bitcoin's Lightning Network. The interesting thing about Raiden Network and any projects that are kind of like this kind of project that add utility to Ethereum, if they look like dead projects now because the technology was never adopted, is ETH 2.0 or the merge going to enable that adoption? Will they suddenly just click? It's an interesting one. As I said, I think you need to be very technically savvy to know if that's going to happen, and that ain't me. But yeah, at the moment, I'd say that's a dead project. But as I said, if the technology is right after the merge, you never know, they could explode, depending. Hold off buying Bitcoin when it bottoms out at 7. I mean, 7 is possible. It's going down a long way past the traditional all-time lows of a bear market. But we are in a very weak economy. I don't personally, I'm not saying I'm right or wrong, but I don't personally see it go down below 10 or 12k. I think that would be the absolute bottom if everything went to absolute shit. But yeah, it's not to say 7k is not possible. 3k is possible. We've seen these levels before, and last year's bull run was extraordinary. So who knows? But yeah, I personally don't see 7, but I've only been in the market 15 months, so. Tiki G, I'm glad it agrees with your thinking as well. It's one to keep an eye on because I'm not technically minded when it comes to what the ETH merge will do technology wise. What will it enable for ETH to do differently or better, and what layers or dApps would help it to do that. If you're technically savvy, you've got that edge definitely to know. Oh yeah, Raiden Network will do this after the merge and it will explode. But we just don't know that. Hey up, Crypto, how are we doing, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for dropping in. The big man. ETC prediction. ETC. Ethereum Classic. I think it'll be really interesting. As I said, again, another question with Ethereum. There's so many question marks over Ethereum for me. Ethereum Classic, of course, is the result of something else that happened with ETH before. So now that we're seeing an ETH merge and a new ETH token again, this is going to be like the third iteration of Ethereum. So Ethereum Classic is almost like the first iteration. Is it going to be so outdated and not thought about? It'll collapse. It's got a huge market cap, but what is it actually used for? I don't know. It's a hard fork, smart contract network. Yeah, I just don't know enough about it, but it's the fact that it's like a third iteration of Ethereum. I don't know how many versions of a coin or a fork of a coin there can be before it just gets too much. Which am I more bullish on, long-term Mana or Sand? Marshall, thank you for the rose, buddy. I appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Which am I more bullish about long-term, Mana or Sand? To be fair, I like them both. I'm not a metaverse expert. I think first to market is crucial, and those two both have it. Corporate adoption for the metaverse is crucial. They both have it. Are they the best a metaverse can be graphics-wise? No. Are they AAA graphics? No. Are they Unreal Engine 5? No. They're the old-style block-type metaverses, and I don't like those. I think they're not the future, but what project's going to take them out? Who the hell knows? So long term, I probably don't like either. Long term, I'm sure you could make a good return on one of them in the next bull run for sure, but I just think something's going to come along and completely blow them out of the water. Hey Mark, I've learnt a lot. You've learnt a lot in that time. I've been in since 2017. You know way more than me. Mark, the advantage is that I have OCD. It's not dedication; it's OCD. What profit would you personally consider time to give up banking and retire? I mean, for me, I'm a working guy. I'm a 9 to 5er. And before last year, I had no capital. It didn't exist for me. I lived month to month, and I DCA'd a tiny amount of disposable income into crypto, tiny. And I've built up some capital. Even in this downward trend, it's still possible to make good money, and I have. Now, I haven't traded. I've invested in projects that I thought were good. I've had a couple of lucky pre-sales as well that definitely boosted the pennies. But I'm still massively in profit. I mean, I'm 60, 70% down like everyone else, but I'm still massively in profit. Now, what I'm doing now is I'm still continuing to accumulate tokens. I'm starting to DCA again, but I've got the opportunity this time round to invest. I'm trying to find my Matic. I'm trying to find my 50x, my 100x. I think Moonbeam's got possibilities if it's really successful. Like I say, like Solana and like Luna were and like AVAX were, then Moonbeam could be that $40 each, which would make me very, 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 very happy. But not retirable wealthy because I haven't had that start off capital. Just very, very happy. I think we're going to have months yet to invest before the next bull run. So I think I'm just going to pick up more cheap stuff. Pick up more Cryptok.com. Pick up more Moonbeam. What else am I going to pick up that's cheap? I mean, some of my small caps that I've mentioned before, I'm probably going to buy a little bit more of. So things like Rubik, I absolutely love Rubik. Cross-chain swap decks, it's brilliant. It's like 17, 18 different blockchains on it. 60 different dexes, thousands of trading pairs, and it's so easy. So if someone new coming into DeFi, it's like, what? How do I move that coin to that network? And if you just get it, get whatever it is in your MetaMask or whatever you use. It's like, I want to swap USDC from the Ethereum network to BUSD on the Binance network. It can do it. It'll do all the hard work for you. Of course, there's that fee, but it's not horrendous. But yeah, I mean, it shops around and finds you the best gas fees. I mean, Rubik for me is a great one. I'm definitely looking at that. I still think things like Lossless, things like Bluezell, definitely worth it. Bluezell ran up the other day quite strongly. But there are some small, highly volatile unknowns out there that I'm looking at as well that I've never mentioned. And, chucking $100 now into one of those is massively risky. But they're the ones that are 100x or more, because the market caps are like these are. I'm looking at the market caps that are less than 5 million. If they blow up to 500 million, that's my 100x. If they blow up to a billion, 200x. It's just crazy, and that's why I'm starting to think. Crypto Weatherman dipped in here earlier, and he meant because obviously I mentioned him in my video this morning because he made me think about it. It's worth having a couple of $100 in those small cap plays. You might lose that money, but it's a couple of $100, and you only invest what you can afford to lose anyway, right? So risk reward. Tune. $1 billion. 1 billion. Yeah, that'd be nice. I think. Do you know what I'm seriously thinking about? Though I'm thinking after I've done a fair bit of research and I've bought a few coins, I've taken my risks. I might actually look at setting up a project for the bull run. I might actually look at getting something decent in place. Speak to some good people. Not an NFT. Some kind of finance related DeFi project. Something I'm comfortable with. Finance. And really start networking. Yeah, this year, next 3 months, start networking. but even more than I have done. And I'm seriously thinking about setting up a project, or at least being involved in a strong project. That is retirement money. Then, if you can create a successful project, that's retirement. If you want that sort of thing. $30 XRP and I'm retiring on an island somewhere. You can go and join Crypto Insight UK in Bali. That's what I'll be doing. Tax? Oh, no. Injective is your 50x. To be fair, yeah, I mean, Injective, it could be. It could be. I mean, it would have to get to 5 billion, but the next bull run should be huge. And their utilities, okay. I'm not an expert on Injective. I have looked at it because I did like it. It's 100 million. It's pretty secure. It's been around a little bit longer than I'd liked, but it's strong. Not sure about a 50x. Maybe a 25. Possible. Don't sleep on Injective. Yeah, Injective is definitely one I want to look at more as well. I've got so many projects that I need to look at. I need to research. It's insane. Yeah, I mean, I like XRP. I mean, Aka Pablo, aka Pablo. I mean, I like XRP. I got into crypto because of XRP. I saw the use case. But I think you're right. I think there are a lot of XRP maxis out there that hope for massive prices. And I think XRP will reach a stage where market cap doesn't apply and it is use case. But I think possibly by the time we get to that size, it'll be a private network. We'll no longer be able to trade it. We'll sell coins to take profit and we'll never see them again. Whether that's $30, whether that's $1,000, I don't know. But my target on XRP is $5 to $10. I think that's realistic. Certainly a lot more than what I paid for it. Was that Rubik? Yeah, but it's RUBIC. So yeah, RBC is the ticker. But yeah, and that's what I've talked about before. Obviously, please do your research on it. But as a cross-chain swap DEX, I've not seen anything as good as Rubik. It is fantastic. When I started in crypto last year, I found Seller Network, and I thought that was the bee's knees. But it's done nothing else since it started. But Rubik is superb, and they're developing a lot more. Steve the Power, how are we doing, buddy? Good to see you. Flare Finance, not one I've heard of. Let's have a look. Unless it's Flare Network, but I don't think it is because you would have said Flare Network. Flare Finance. Launched in January this year, which is good. Flatlining, of course, because it's launched on the verge of a bear market, so it's going to have the hype launch and then a dump. Institutional grade decentralized finance platform being built on the Flare network. So it is Flare Network. Is Flare Network the future? Probably not. Is it decent? Yes, it is. Could be worth a look. Hey Phil, how are we doing? You'd invest in my project. Well, this is it. I mean, I wouldn't want to. I don't want to do NFTs and metaverse. Don't get me wrong. I could make a lot of money out of it, but it's not me. I think people would know that it's a project I would just set up and walk away from because I know nothing about it. I've got very little interest in it, to be fair. But finance, that is my thing. DeFi, I'm interested in. especially. But yeah, I mean, a finance project for me would make sense, and it's more credible, and it's something that I could run with. Yes, I might make enough money to stop working, but I think I'd still, if I helped set up a project, I'd definitely stay involved. I wouldn't just walk away. Leicester to Bali is a nice switch, yeah, isn't it? Just 40 million investment just raised from Jump. Big backing. Like Gary, you were saying, which one was Gary talking about? Injective. Okay, cool. Yeah, big investment in Injective. Well, I'll have to check that one out then for sure. Next bull run, will it ever happen? Yeah, but not for a while. We can have a run up, but I don't think that's not to be mistaken for a bull run. Bull run, I think, is going to be when we start coming out of the recession. I think a lot of the analysts suggest that sometimes the markets bottom out 6 months before the economic recovery, which means that maybe in maybe in 6 to 12 months we could start coming out of this. But I think that coincides with the Bitcoin halving. I think personally, coming out of recession, interest rates coming down, Bitcoin halving, if these things happen at the same time, it's super cycle bull run. I think the market will go mental, personally. I mean, it's a long way away, but I'm thinking 12 to 18 months. Do we have a date for the Flare launch? Are you waiting a week for it to settle before entering? I'm not getting into Flare, to be honest with you. I'm not going into Flare. I'm in enough projects. XRP, as I said, I do like it, and I like RippleNet. But there are better ROIs out there, and Flare for me is a bit too much of an unknown at the moment. There are so many good projects out there. I'm trying to pick the best ones with ROI. Mini bull run in 23, then a big one in 24, 25. Let's hope so, old school. Absolutely. I only joined crypto last year in the bull run, so I've never seen the upside. I've only ever seen the downside. But I was just in time to catch some, like I said, catch some good deals, make some profit, and that's what I'm spending in the bear market. I'm spending that profit. So, will my own DCAing out my own pocket come into play by the end of it? It might do. Depends how long we're in the bear market for. But I said, I think there's 3 projects that I really need to come good. I need Polkadot to come good. I need ICP to come good, although that's more of a prospective play. And I really need, if Moonbeam can come good and even get to, I don't know, a $10 billion market cap, which I think is feasible it could do, then I'll be very, very happy. I hope I am laughing in the next bull run. The only problem for me is if there's a bull run in 2023, unless it's at the end of 2023, I might not be able to cash out my Polkadot because it's all in the bloody parachains. 96 weeks that was locked up for. Hey, Manifesta, how are we doing, buddy? Good to see you. Have I looked into LCX? Yes, I have. LCX is quality. LCX is regulated. Okay, you can say it's Liechtenstein, it's a small country, what have you, but it is an exchange, it's regulated. The chart isn't great. It launched in 2019, did nothing until the bull run year, of course, but we're looking towards the future, one eye towards regulation and degree of centralization. LCX is licensed for several different blockchain trading licenses in Liechtenstein, so it's compliant, it's legal, and that in itself is bullish for me. How many projects can say that they are legally compliant? They have licenses to trade. Crypto.com with the FCA in the UK, LCX in Liechtenstein. Name the others. Cardano's great, good utility, a good alternative to Ethereum or Solana. Is it an Ethereum killer? Is it a standout network in its own right? Not right now, I don't think. Cardano needs to do a lot of work to improve because it didn't do any last year. It very much sat back on its heels. But it's got potential to stay around a long time. Moon River too. Yeah, Moon River's fantastic. I do like Moonriver a lot. If Moonriver comes good, then if Moonriver and Moonbeam are successful, I wouldn't need anything else. It'd be nice if everything else came good, but if those two both came good, I would already be in a very good position. I've only started buying them recently, but I bought a lot of them. Am I holding off buying? No, I am DCAing again. So I'm taking a set amount each month and I'm putting it in. It is from my stablecoin reserves that I built up. So I'm not DCAing out my own pocket, only my stablecoin reserves. But I'm spending it pretty quick. Caught it spot on in 2019. Yeah, 2019, everything was nice and cheap. I mean, do you know the people that I really hate? I hate the people who got into Matic early. Just the best layer one on Ethereum. And whoever got into Matic like when it was pennies, I hate you. That's what I want my Matic. Liechtenstein is a tax haven. Funny that, isn't it? Weekend building website. Oh, that sounds interesting, Manifesta. Is it crypto related or is this something to do with your job? What exchange do I use to get Moonbeam? Moonbeam, I basically buy that on KuCoin and I send it across to my MetaMask and I stake it on Moonbeam. I just pick a delegator and I stake it on there. I'm probably getting nearly a whole Moonbeam a day, which doesn't sound like a lot, but as a percentage, it's not bad. I've probably just given away how much Moonbeam I've got, actually. If anyone's good with maths and they go on there and have a look, they might work it out. Have I looked into Ergo? No, I haven't. I don't know a thing about Ergo. One of the ones that had some massive names, if anyone's an XRP fan, I would urge you to research a project that was pointed out to me last week, Polysign. Polysign, there isn't a token out for it yet. It's a project in development. But Polysign has a board of directors that you would not believe. If you're an XRP fan, you'll be drooling as soon as you see the website. So their board, their CEO is Jack McDonald. So he was basically a CEO of Conifer Finance, massive $125 billion business. But then you've got Vice Chairman Tim Kearney, who was retired head of asset processing for a massive global markets company. But then you've got David Schwartz, who's an advisor to the board, CTO and chief cryptographer at Ripple, and also Antoinette O'Gorman, CCO at Ripple Labs, is also CCO for Polysign. Also Arthur Brito, co-founder of Ripple Labs and co-designer of XRP Ledger. So Polysign is one I am chomping at the bit to come out, because that would be like getting into XRP early. It doesn't do what XRP does, obviously, but it's got a quality team behind it, and that in itself is bullish for me. They are successful people. Which was my third pick that you like? I like quite a lot of tokens. In terms of what I hold now, I hold a lot of Polkadot, a lot of Quant, and a lot of ICP. But I also hold a lot of Moonbeam, a lot of XRP, and a lot of Akala. And a lot of Crow. And quite a bit of Cake. Quite a bit of Moonriver. This list is too long, man. I couldn't even read it all out to you. Oh my god. I need to consolidate. I don't want to sell. Oh, I'm just going to stick with it. I've got a very long list. Painful. Am I at a loss currently? Well, my investments in? No, I'm still massively up. But in terms of my holdings, my all-time high of my portfolio, yes, I'm down 65, 70% like everyone else. What are we thinking on Solana? For me personally, Solana's trash. It doesn't do anything better than any other network. In fact, it does everything worse than every other network. It's just captured the NFT market. ADA, 170 projects in the bag. This is what I mean. Last year, Cardano was sleeping. This year, they've been spanking it. So Cardano should be fine. They should be around a long time. They're big for a reason. Developers do like them. They really, really slept on it last year. I think they stopped giving out development or so many developer grants, but that's back in. Mr. Unknown, welcome, buddy. Good to see you. Mattress Mike, how you doing? Polysilicon. No, sorry, it's Polysign. So their website is polysign.io. If people are DCAing into certain projects now, they will be laughing within the next few years. Yeah, absolutely. We could see a massive dip still. We could still, on paper, go down. But what happens in when that bull run kicks in? As long as those projects are the right projects, we'll be laughing. Filecoin is quality. I don't hold any, but it is quality, and of course, it's up 10% today as well. Is Moonbeam ticker Glimmer? Yes, it is. Yeah. Don't ask me why it's Glimmer. I don't know. XRP, I love it. How can I buy some, please? Depends where you are. If you're on the UK, it's on most exchanges. If you're in the US, you might struggle. I think you're limited to places like BitTrue and a couple of other exchanges. That's about it. You'll struggle to get hold of it in the US. Yeah, Polysign, very, very, very bullish team on that. I mean, David Schwartz being involved, big plus. But yeah, quality board. I mean, right there. So yeah, definitely keeping an eye on it. Where am I in the world? I am in the UK. I found where to buy Polysign pre-IPO. Would it? Old school Mike. If you found it, can you do me a favour? Can you go into my Discord? The link's in my bio. Stick it in there for me. I couldn't find it. Don't get me wrong. I was in a rush. But yeah, I mean, if there's a pre-IPO, let's have a look at it. Have I changed my profile picture? Yes. I'm no longer the cartoon version of me in a shirt. I now have a beard, so I did a new cartoon version of me with the beard. What do we think? What's best pump you took profit on low caps in the past couple of months? I've had a few. A couple of months ago, QuantStamp went up. Not Quant. Was it QuantStamp? Was it QuantStamp that went up 150%? There's been some good ones, but there are low cap plays that I'm doing. The big ones are all down. The best returns have been in the small caps. Let's have a look. Where was it? So in the last 90 days, which ones did the best? Oh, I haven't talked about this one. I don't really want to. I have had one do 200%, but I haven't talked about it at all. It's in my back pocket, and it has come down a bit since. Not a lot, but a bit. I don't want to talk about that one. I'm going to have to, otherwise I'm talking shit. MC Dex. I bought some MC Dex, and it went up. It went up over 200% actually, but it came back down. 60-day uppage is not 190 at the moment. MC Dex. I was looking for dexes and exchanges with low caps. This low cap is low. Solana's a rug pull. Jasmine could explode. It could. It's got the hype factor behind it, and it's already had hype. It's had a few runs. It is decent. ICP looks promising, almost like they're trying to make a new internet. That's exactly what it is. Someone else comes into my lives who's got a brilliant way of describing it. Next time they say it, I'm going to write it down. They're not they're not using blockchain as their ledger. They're using, I can't remember how he puts it. It's a very different way of using the blockchain in terms of ledger setups. Other YouTubers say rally for US midterms, then dip again until next year. That does historically happen in the midterms. You've got people fighting for votes, promising very bullish things for the economy, and then of course, like all politicians, it never delivers, but it does happen. Sorry, no. So Polysign is POLYSIGN.io. US is on Uphold. Oh, it's Uphold, is it not BitTrue? Sorry. What country am I in? I'm in England. I'm in the Midlands. The facts in the charts give you a rough idea of what could happen. Yeah, true. You look at the historical charts for an idea of what might happen. What's the most anyone has made in crypto or lost? When I started, I lost loads. That was just moving stuff about. Crypto is hard to learn. I made mistakes everywhere. I've fallen foul to 2 or 3 different scams and rug pulls. I've lost transactions between networks and exchanges. I've probably lost quite a lot actually. Yeah, so old school, if you will do, mate, that'd be brilliant. I mean, the link to my Discord is in my bio, or you can just, my email's there as well, so you can just ping me an email or whatever. But yeah, if you found out where that pre-IPO is, that I'd really be interested in that, because I want to get into Polysign as early as possible. I think that's definitely one I'm looking at very closely. Italy, how are we doing, buddy? Good to see you. Jimmy ALB. Frank Batchelor, what's the best gaming crypto? Do you know what? I tend to stay away from gaming cryptos. The Axie Infinity is the market leader, but it's not the best. For me, as a gamer, gaming crypto isn't great. I think Illuvium's really promising, but it's not out. Other than that, a lot of other projects like, you've got Victoria VR and all this, it's just promise, and will they ever deliver? When you think we see next bull run, end of 2025, it will be in line with the Bitcoin merging, Bitcoin halving. So it'll be around, I think it's the 4th of May 2025 is the Bitcoin halving. Or is it 2024? 2024, isn't it? Bitcoin halving. Fourth of May 2024, I think it is. I'm sure it is. Yeah, 4th of May 2024. So that's when I think the next bull run will happen. It'll probably happen slightly before that. But that's my guess. Somerset. I shit you not. I'm in the Midlands, but I'm from North Somerset. And that term alone, if you're from the area, you'll probably be able to narrow down where I'm from, roughly. But yeah, I lived in Somerset briefly, Cheddar, briefly. But yeah, I mean, I lived for most of my childhood in North Somerset. 8,000 into Shiba and turned it into 5 billion. Yeah, that guy, yeah. Elon Musk's F-wife loves chips. Portfolio for the next 5 years, QuantLink and Algo. I love that. Happy user. They are quality. Algo is really cheap right now as well, I think. Hey Fred, how are we doing in Canada? Good to see you, buddy. XDC, do I hold it? I do have a bit of XDC. I've throttled off XDC a little bit because I think it's going to be institutional and industrial use case. It's not really going to be for DeFi, NFTs, or anything fun for us retailers. I think it's going to be proper business network in terms of ISO and other projects. So XDC is a slow burner, but I'm definitely not selling. I'm definitely going to get some more at some point, but I throttled back on my XDC purchases. But that's mainly, again, to focus on other things that I have been buying quite a lot of. Are the rumors about Canada true about limiting buys other than Bitcoin and ETH? I think, do you know what, I never actually read up on that story, but I think it is actually true. I'm not sure if it's the government or the banks or the exchanges, but someone's been throttling purchases. Taunton, not a million miles away. Scrumpy Cider. Do you know what? I used to drive past the Thatcher's factory every day on the way to work. True fact. Norfolk. Been on holiday. Went on holiday to Norfolk last year. Beautiful, beautiful part of the country. Lunar Classic. Love Lunar Classic. Not. Sorry, I can't keep a straight face and say that. I think Lunar Classic's making people a lot of money. I am never supporting Lunar in any shape, form, or guise whatsoever. I mean, why do people put money into a project that's already fucked you over once? Why? It makes no sense to me. I haven't got money to throw away. Thank you for the finger heart, happy user. I appreciate that. Lovely place, Somerset. Would need the crypto to explode to live there now. Yeah, house prices are insane in Somerset now. Absolutely insane. Old school Mick, thank you for popping in, buddy. Thank you very, very much for your contributions. Really appreciate it, buddy. Look forward to seeing you on Discord. Quant is after enterprise, so going very big. Yeah, absolutely. Quant isn't talking business to business. Quant is talking to governments and national banks. Never mind your little businesses, your international businesses even. They're talking to governments. Follow Gilbert Verdian on Twitter and just see who he talks to. It is insane. Do I like Cosmos? I like Cosmos as a layer 0. I'm not an expert on it because I love Polkadot and I went in very heavy on the parachains. So I've never spent time to look into the Cosmos ecosystem. But Atom Cosmos is a very strong utility project, great layer 0, lots of projects on it, and I firmly believe it's going nowhere. It's going to be around as long as everything else, and it's brilliant. The CEO of Quant makes me bullish on Quant alone. Yeah, if you look at Gilbert Verdian's CV, which is out there, just literally Google Gilbert Verdian CV, and it's on there. The list of places he's worked and the people he knows is insane. Tempted to dump Algo and Link and go all in on Quant. For me, having some diversification is a good thing. I love Quant more than any other project, but I actually own more Polkadot because I believe I'm investing. I believe Polkadot and some of their projects will still give me a better ROI than Quant in the mid to long term. So whilst I believe in Quant long term will give me a great return, I could do that in a year or two on some other coins. So this is where controlling my passion for certain projects has come in. I was really bullish on XRP. I'm never selling, never selling, never selling. And then you get to a point you just think, why am I selling? It makes no sense. It's difficult. It's a very emotional thing, investment. It's difficult to switch that off. Bought at the wrong time after thinking it was easy. Yeah, I mean, it is very, very easy to buy at the wrong time. Very easy to buy at the right time as well. But I'm very reluctant. I would, not financial advice, of course, free to do as you choose. But for me personally, I would not go all in on one project. I think 3 is a good shout. I think probably half a dozen is perfect, depending on how much you've got to invest and what your attitude to investment is. I've got too many. I can't even keep track of most of mine. Um, the amount I rely on my portfolio tracker is ridiculous. Because of all the Polkadot parachain auctions, all the other bits and pieces I've got, small caps, loose change in wallets, all that kind of stuff. I've got loads. It's just insane. Am I going to give trading a go? Not for me. I work full time. I haven't got the time. I haven't got time to do the research. I'm not good enough at TA yet. I think trading is very stressful, and I've got enough of that with my 9 to 5 and family life. I don't need more stress. That's the other bonus about long-term investing. Yes, it's horrible to see that I'm down 70% now, but I believe in what I hold. And as a long-term investor, I can say, well, in 2 years, I'm going to be fine. So I'm not worried about it. Polkastarter is quality. Polkastarter was the biggest launchpad out there, full stop. DAOmaker came out and really pushed hard last year, but Polkastarter was still deemed number one. But DAOmaker, I think, is going to crush it next time round. I am actually doing a series on launchpads, and I've got to research my next one this weekend and get that out there. So if you go into my bio, there's actually a tab underneath my picture that says launchpads, and I've got a review of Polkastarter and DAOmaker in there. And I'm going to be doing some other ones like Cake IFO, like Binance and KuCoin launchpads, like ThorStarter, GameStarter. I will, of course, put something in there for ColNet as well, which isn't your traditional launchpad. It's an IMO, which is an initial marketing offering. It's a different way of doing it. So basically, all of the influencers that are promoting these projects on that launchpad platform, they'll be monitored basically for quality, and they'll be tied in to hold their tokens like everyone else, if the project so wish it. But yeah, ColNet's going to be quality as well, so I might do one on there and put that in there. Yeah, launchpads are definitely going to be a very interesting play, but coming up to regulation, it's going to be interesting to see how you look at sites like Pink Sale and things like that. They're still shilling dozens of shit coins every day. It's crazy. But the good projects have dried up. The good projects aren't launching. They're sat back waiting. Mate, no bones about it. I'm in crypto for 100k, stocks 200k. Crypto bloodbath hurts. Very, very true. Thank you, Mr. Unknown. I appreciate that. That's decent of you, buddy. I do appreciate that. Really, really do. Yeah, I'm just like I said. I don't pretend to be anything I'm not. I just like to talk about crypto and my journey through it. Do I think Bitcoin's going to go lower than 19k this long weekend in the USA? I don't know. On the weekends, we tend to have a bit of a dip and then stabilize and see what happens on the markets when the markets open up. But if we lose support at 19, we're going to go down to about 17 and a half. So this is the fourth time we're testing this layer of resistance that I've got charted. So sorry, support that I've got charted. If it breaks down below this current level, which is around about, oh, it's going to refresh now, isn't it? So if I zoom in, so we're currently at 19.6. If we get down to about 90, if we go down below 19.6, we lose support, as far as I'm concerned. And we could then be seeing downwards towards 19. And if we break 19, then we're going down to 17 and a half. But this support line that I've got traced in, that is 19.6 on the nose at the moment. If we break down below 19.6, we're probably going down to 19, would be my initial thoughts. Not financial advice, just my thoughts. Quant.algomatic, Link, Lunacy, Crow, and ETH. EQ, I love all of those. Maybe not Lunacy, but everything else in there is quality. I think Lunacy is fair enough if you are prospectively thinking it's going to do another 200% or more. Fair enough, but I just personally just don't like Luna anymore. Cardano end of the month. We'll see. Do I know about Tectonic? I don't know enough about Tectonic. I do like the Kronos network. I really like VVS. I mean, some people laugh when I say that still, but it launched at the top of Crow's summit, and it dumped after launch, like all projects do, and then Bitcoin started dumping. So VVS and Tectonic have both had torrid times since launch. I do think that they're likely to survive because they'll be supported by Crypto.com and the Kronos network. They will want DeFi applications on there, and there aren't many launching, to be fair. So VVS and Tectonic, I do think, stand a chance of surviving and doing quite well out the other side. Ah, thanks, Phil. I appreciate that, buddy. I genuinely don't do this for anything other than my own enjoyment of talking to people about crypto and my journey in it and their journey in it. So whenever anyone appreciates my knowledge or insight, I love it. There's no compliment bigger. I really appreciate that, Phil. Thank you. XLM, XRP, Atom, ADA, Polkadot. Yeah, that's a decent bag as well. Good to see you've got Atom and Polkadot as well. I think that's sound. Cardano's always a sound play as well. XLM and XRP, great ISO tokens. I think that's what I need to learn to do. I need to learn to consolidate my portfolio now. The number of times I've consolidated and then grown it again, I've lost track of how many tokens I've got. Look at the founders of CeeLo. That's not something I've done before, actually. What's this? Kings of Leonard? Okay. Right, CeeLo. Blockchain, increasing crystal for smartphone users. So its main unique selling point is it lies its focus on smartphone users. That would definitely need a deeper dive because that statement doesn't ring true at all. But let's have a look at the website anyway and see if we can have a look at the founders. That's what I was asked to do. About. There we go. Massive, massive team on CeeLo's website. They've literally got everyone listed on their website. Talk about transparent. And to be fair, you look at CeeLo's partners, they are extensive. Early backers, they are extensive. Yeah, I mean, I've never really had a good look at CeeLo. I might do. But the use case is very, very general. Sanji Stacker, I mean, what anyone says about what you hold should mean nothing to you. You've made your choices based upon your own knowledge and your own strategy. Anyone else's opinion is not worth the time. But if mine agrees with you, then that's great. Synopsis on coin market cap. Synopsis. Did I look at that one earlier? I don't think I did. Synopsis or syntropy? Thank you for the follow, Jay. Appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. synopsis. Right then, folks, I think I'm going to wind up the session. I can't find this synopsis. I'm not sure what was meant by that. Own knowledge of crypto. TikTok has generated a lot of hype during COVID. Yeah, absolutely did. Absolutely did. And that's why I've kind of, one of the things I've learned is the coins that certain very large TikTokers talk about, I avoid them now. But yeah, I'm going to wind it up for tonight, folks. I've been on quite a while, so I appreciate your time. I appreciate your contributions and your efforts as always. If you don't follow me already, please do drop me a follow. It absolutely helps. And if you fancy it, there's a free Discord. The link's in the bio. Completely free, and I do not shield you. I just share my TikToks and my YouTubes and anything else in there as well. I appreciate all your support, and I hope to speak to you all again very, very soon.